Waking from a strange dream in which everyone in Sumeru had switched identities, Kale heard an unknown voice guiding her. The voice warned that the dream was a premonition and urged her to inform the Dendro Archon, Nahida. It also instructed her to write a letter to the traveler. Inside the sanctuary of Sarastana, Nafis, one of the sages, informed the traveler that something was interfering with the Irminsul, severely compromising its ability to record and preserve the world's knowledge and memories. If the situation continued to worsen, Kale's dream could become reality. To prevent that outcome, Nahida decided to connect herself directly to the Irminsul and personally take over its recording and processing functions, a task that would be taxing even for a god. After analyzing the situation, the Wanderer concluded that the attack, or malfunction, was originating from within the Irminsul itself. The strain eventually overwhelmed Nahida, causing her to fall into a coma. Since the Sanctuary of Sarastana serves as the gateway to Irminsul, it would also become ground zero if anything went wrong. Under the guise of renovation work, the residents of Sumeru's rainforest region were evacuated to Caravan Ribat. While discussing a restoration plan with the sages, Rook Shah suddenly interrupted with alarming news. A dozen citizens had secretly left the evacuation zone, believing Sumeru City was not in danger. They soon succumbed to psychosis and turned on one another, leaving only 2 survivors. Realizing that the Irminsul's corruption had already spread beyond the city limits, everyone agreed that restoring it had become the highest priority. However, doing so required the power of the Dendro Archon, and healing Nahida required access to the Irminsul. The situation had reached a deadlock. Back with the group, Kaino revealed an alternative way to access the Irminsul without Nahida, the Akasha terminal. Unfortunately, the technology had been shut down and originally required a gnosis to function, so they needed another method to restore it. As the Irminsul's corruption continued to spread and Caravan Ribat grew increasingly unsafe, the refugees were relocated once again, this time to Aru village. While the others traveled to the Temple of Silence to restore the Akasha, the Traveler and Paimon took Nahida to seek help from the Dendro Dragon, Apep. After some persuasion, Apep reluctantly agreed to help. Sensing the chaos caused by the Jinn beyond her domain, Apep suggested that the Traveler and Paimon investigate while Nahida remained under her care. To calm the Jinn blocking the path to the Temple of Silence, the Traveler journeyed to the ruins of Gurabad in search of another old ally, Lilupar. Within the ruins, the Traveler and Paimon encountered a large Fatui force. Paimon immediately suspected they were responsible for the unfolding crisis. Their suspicions deepened when the group's leader, who claimed to be a subordinate of Dottore, appeared and trapped them. Fortunately, Jet arrived in time to rescue them. Meanwhile, in Aru village, the mysterious voice once again guided Kale, enabling her to calm the Jinn attacking the settlement. After awakening, Lilupar successfully quelled the Jinn and dispersed the surrounding sandstorm. With the immediate threat resolved, everyone regrouped at the Temple of Silence. There, they were joined by Nefer and Nicole, who had just arrived from Nod Cry. They informed the Traveler that an invisible barrier had appeared around Sumeru, preventing anyone from entering or leaving. Nicole then revealed herself as the mysterious voice that had been guiding Kale. She explained that Kale had been able to calm the Jinn because she carried god remains within her, the remnants of the goddess of flowers, Nabu Malakata, the creator of the Jinn, and the one who had shown Kale the prophetic dream. To restore the Akasha system, the group needed a new power source known as Aru, the original inspiration behind the Akasha itself. They traveled to the mausoleum of King Deshret, where they freed the members of the 7 pillars imprisoned within the Aru and received their permission to use its power. With their approval secured, work on restoring the Akasha could finally begin. Shortly afterward, Apep arrived carrying a healed Nahida. She was followed by Sarush and a group of Aranara. Sarush informed Nahida that she had spotted suspicious individuals near Caravan Ribat. Investigating the lead, Paimon and the Wanderer found no evidence. Back at the mausoleum, Nahida revealed another troubling discovery. The Irminsul had begun rejecting all external connections, including her own, rendering their original plan impossible. With no other choice, the group devised a new strategy. Instead of repairing the corrupted Irminsul, they would replace it with the Aru. The 7 pillars agreed to the proposal. At that moment, the corrupted Irminsul emerged from the ground. Its appearance convinced Nahida that she had finally identified the mastermind behind the crisis, Il-Dottore, the second of the Fatui Harbingers. While Kaveh, Al-Haytham, and the scholars worked to modify the Aru, the Traveler, Paimon, and Nahida journeyed to the border between Natlan and Sumeru. There, Nahida requested the Pyronosis from Mavuika, who willingly entrusted it to her. The original plan had only been to borrow the Gnosis. However, the corruption afflicting the Irminsul had progressed beyond salvation. Only one solution remained: destroy it with the power of the Pyronosis. Once the modifications to the Aru were complete, the final phase of the plan could begin. Using the newly restored Akasha system, the people of Sumeru temporarily halted the corrupted Irminsul by overwhelming it with information. However, this only bought them time. To end the crisis permanently, they would have to confront the problem at its source, inside Sumeru City. As the defenders of Sumeru launched an assault against the Fatui-controlled city, the Traveler, Paimon, and the Wanderer slipped into the sanctuary of Surasthana. Entering the Irminsul, they confronted Dottore himself. During the battle, the Wanderer distracted him long enough for the Traveler to place a trinket entrusted by Nahida into the Irminsul. The device established a connection that allowed the world's knowledge and memories to be extracted from the Irminsul and transferred into the new Aru system. The process also significantly weakened Dottore. Using this connection, Nahida entered at the crucial moment. Invoking her authority as the guardian of the Irminsul, she met with the Shades. After a brief discussion, they approved her plan to destroy the corrupted Irminsul using the Pyronosis, taking Dottore down with it. In the aftermath, Nahida, the Traveler, and Paimon traveled to Natlan to thank Mavuika and apologize for the loss of the Pyronosis, which vanished along with the burning Irminsul. Later, Kalei finally graduated and officially became a forest ranger. She sent the Traveler a letter inviting them to meet her in Mondstadt. Beneath the symbol of Mondstadt's hero, they met with Lilupar once more. There, Nicole extracted the divine remains from Kalei and transferred them into Lilupar. At last, Lilupar fulfilled her wish of reuniting with her creator, Nabu Malakata, and passed away peacefully. As for Kalei, she was finally freed from the burden she had carried for so long.
でも、心のどこかで震えるほど喜びを感じてるんだ。ずっと前から。私はこの一歩を踏み出して、今の自分に向かって歩き出したかったから。